Yo, it's Toki time! How's it going, everybody? It's time to finally begin the very last case of Ace Attorney Investigations 1, because there is a second game. Reminder that this is a collection of both games. Oh yeah, I forgot the save was like right at the cutscene. But yeah, welcome everybody. Oh, let's just watch this. 2 cards. One of the Black Raven, and one of the White Raven. A country torn in 2, one to the west, and one to the east. Please don't tell me this is going to be Codopia and Virginia. When those which were split are made whole again, the truth will reveal itself. You know what this has the energy of? It's sort of like some of the Apollo Justice cases, where they're like trying to make it really high concept. It's the Atakarasu! The Atakarasu! Oh my god, it's him! It's the guy, or no, it's her. It's, remember, what's her face, Callisto Yu? You accursed Yatagarasu! K! You! K wouldn't do that. 8 hours earlier. Oh my god. Oh, there he is. He's fine. Classic Ace. Oh my god. It's, isn't this Pi Day? March 14th, 3.14. It's Pi Day. Happy Pi Day, everyone. Didn't the previous case like take place one day before 9/11? Like the last case where it was like 7 years ago or whatever. Welcome back, everybody. But yeah, it's the final case. Oh my god, I'm really excited because there's been like I mean, some of them were kind of fillery, but there's been like this running through line of like the Yatagarasu and there's like the smuggling ring, and then we found out that the Yatagarasu. So what's her face? Callisto Yu implied that because the Yatagarasu has 3 legs, I think there are like 3 members of the Yatagarasu. And the only 2 that we know of from 6 or 7 years ago were Callisto Yu and Kay's father, Bjorn Faraday, and then I guess she just took up the title. But we still don't know who the third one would probably be. So that probably plays into this case. So I'm really curious about how it's gonna come to head. Oh, and what? God, Wolverine Man. What's his name again? Oh god. He's from like fictional China or fictional Taiwan or wherever it is. But yeah, I bet he's gonna come back. I hope Franziska comes back too. I'm really excited to see where this place goes. Anyway, yeah, there's that's his Von Karma coat. That's his old coat from his first 2 It's funny because like he had that coat in like one case in a flashback case in one of the previous games, and then in the DLC case for the first game when they released it, they re-released all 3 of the original games on DS. They made this as like, hey, it's a reference. Remember that one case? And then they brought it back with another flashback case. So it's funny, they're getting a lot of use out of it. They're also getting a lot of use out of this room because it's like almost the same picture. But yeah, let's actually start this. I need to click back on the screen. Whoops. No, not autoplay. It's so... Oh, yeah. Okay, so this takes place... I guess this takes place, like, literally the day after Case 1, where Edgeworth came home and then... and then got accosted by a thief who is, quote-unquote, the Yatagarasu, which could either be Kay Faraday... It's... Oh, God. It's really cool. They didn't actually put the Yatagarasu stuff that much into most of the cases. They teased you with it. They gave you a little bit at the beginnings and ends of cases. So it's like at the end of the first case, it's like, oh my god, there was another thief other than the murderer. And then it's like, ah yes, the Yatagarasu. I know who that is. But like, and you don't know anything as the player yet. And then in case 2, they introduced the smuggling ring, and then in case And then that leads directly into case 3, where they introduce Kay Faraday. And it's really crazy because it's like, I'm the great Yatagarasu. And it's like, what? Wait, what does that mean? And I was questioning that the whole time. Like, how are they going to explain how Edgeworth is going to react to this in the future in case 1, which already happened? But this game jumps around so much. And then when you get to, and then they bring you to case 4, where it's like, oh, there's another Yatagarasu. It's like, so who did it? So who broke into this building and stole the file? And now we're at the day after, and we finally get to find out. It's really cool the way they sort of drip feed you that and make you go back and forth trying to, like, sort of wondering what the mystery is. It's so nice, almost dreamlike, to finally have a chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after what a whirlwind the past few days have been. Yeah, remember, the first 3 cases of this game take place, like, on the same day, basically, or 2 days in a row. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gatewaterland theme park. Also on that day, I had a flashback to another case from 6 years ago. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office, along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? I'm trying to remember how long. So the case from 10 years ago is like the case, because last case was like 6 or 7 years ago, but that case was about the case from a few more years ago, which is the same case that he's talking about here, which is the case from 10 years ago. There's just so much jumping back and forth and flashbacks and time travel. It's just like, how long ago was that? There's so many time markers you have to keep track of. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? Edgeworth's no good, very bad week. Well, at least I have today. All I ask is that I be allowed to spend it quietly. Oh no, it's her. Mr. Edgeworth! He has like 2 assistants now. This is big, I tell you. Hey, what's wrong with you? Kay Faraday, I'm very disappointed in you. Why did you point a gun at me? That wasn't me. Where's your enthusiasm? And suddenly the phrase, the fragility of dreams, comes to mind. What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yatagarasu isn't going to just find herself, you know. I guess he just contacted her in the middle, in between the first case and now. Well, if you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake. Oh, I guess he didn't. They just like reintroduced her because we're supposed to assume they've just been keeping in contact all this time. All this time being between one day and the next. Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. But even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay. What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I've got something much more important that I want you to see. Oh, and that is? Hacha! Take a look at this! Look at this newspaper! Yatagarasu said, on March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest underpants. Yatagarasu sends cards to embassy. That's quite a bold declaration to send to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this. The date on the card it mentions is today. Today? Come on, we've got to hurry! The embassy awaits! I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating?
Well, it's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today?
I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up.
Well, then you should get too wound up too. Because this just might be our chance to catch that woman.
You mean Miss You?
No, not miss me.
The woman who killed Kay's father, Bjorn Faraday, 7 years ago.
Remember this? Remember this happened last time?
Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom.
She makes me so mad, the phony. Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card till a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome.
The Yatagarasu's card that's shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine.
See, that's the thing. Whatever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. If this isn't a clue that that woman's involved, then nothing is. Did you know that even though using that is technically correct, whenever you would put that, it's also correct to just put one that? Fun fact, did you know? That's also why it looks weird. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go.
Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. I must put everything in my satchel. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office.
Oh, is that what the intro's like alluding to? I guess I can't. I wish I could look back on the slides. So there's like one card that's white with black print on it, and the other one's black with white print on it, which I guess means something different. Oh, okay, here's the theory. What if one card was sent by a different Yatagarasu? Because there are 3 legs to the Yatagarasu, as we all know. One card is like the good Yatagarasu, and the other card is from like the evil Yatagarasu. That's my crazy theory right off the bat. So this one is actually from Callisto Yu, and the other one's from someone else.
It's of a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why.
What's up? Any reason why you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes?
No reason at all. I'm not keeping any secrets from you, don't worry. Very well. Seeing as how Miss You is also someone of special nature to me, I agree there is some merit to be found in investigating this.
I knew you'd come around.
Let's go. No locking the office. We don't need to worry about that.
Pie day. I could really go for some pie. Theatrum Neutralis. We're going to Star Wars. This definitely sounds like a Star Wars location.
Ooh. By the light of this night's glorious moon. Oh!
We are ready. Ready to embark on our nightly outing. Oh my god. Wait, they have a baby?
And this is where our tale begins.
It's the Steel Samurai, warrior of New Old Tokyo. Okay. I guess there are people here that didn't play the games, the original games. But the Steel Samurai is like a tokusatsu hero that keeps on showing up, and then there's like a sequels. It's like background lore. There's like Steel Samurai, and then there's the Pink Princess, and then there's the Nickel Samurai, and it's this whole tokusatsu series, and then Edgeworth is a huge fan of him.
What a coincidence. Who would have thought?
He's like secretly a fan because he doesn't want people to know that he watches a show for like kids,
but he's like, I quite love the Steel Samurai. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would ever be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy?
Yeah, the climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. I got chills down my spine when he pulled that move out.
I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television.
Have to say though, this embassy is set up kind of funny.
Der Steel Samurai Krieger aus New Old Tokyo.
Yeah. I mean, they have 2 countries sharing the same build. This is gonna be something really dumb. I can tell they're like setting up something really dumb. Okay, so it's obviously gonna be like Codopia, which is a name that I hate. And then the other one, Borginia, which actually is also a bad name. And there's gonna be something really dumb. Like there's gonna be like a double murder or something, or someone's gonna get murdered in one side, and then we find out they were at the real scene of the crime was on the other side. And then there's this is just nonsense. They're setting up nonsense. You can already tell it's gonna be something really dumb because this is an insane setup for a plot to just have an embassy with 2 different countries owning the embassy and also having a Steel Samurai thing. Literally what?
Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that it is a neutral zone shared by the 2 countries, which means nothing bad can happen inside of it, as we all know.
So let me get this straight. Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the 2 countries. I don't know which one this is. The one that's, oh my god, what do you mean? They're introducing more fake countries in the same game? So we have Borginia, which comes from Ace Attorney Apollo Justice, which is the game that was made before this. And then they introduced a new country called Codopia. And now we have another new country called Alabasta. Oh yeah, this game also introduced Zhengfa, I forgot. So we have like 4 new countries, maybe 5. Borginia is like, I don't know, it's kind of weird. Borginia's kind of weird because it's introduced making it seem like it's a Middle Eastern country, but the way they used it in this game, the guy, the Borginian guy, I guess both because one of the other characters was Borginian. Like both of the Borginian characters are like white and blonde. And like the way they had one of the characters dressed made it seem like it could be kind of a European country. It's kind of weird. I prefer it when it was like more Middle Eastern. And then we have Alabast, the kingdom of Alabast.
Yes, it would appear that the Steel Samurai is very popular in that country as well.
It also is popular in another fictional country that they introduced in Ace Attorney 6. They have so many fake countries in this game. And then also Germany exists. They have the United States of America / Japan, and then Germany / America. It's complicated. And then like 5 fictional countries. Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The Jammin' Ninja. Yeah, they brought him back. The Republic of Babal is sponsoring a Jammin' Ninja stage show. That's something for girls, fangirls like me. Alabast and Babal. Oh boy. We've totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The Jammin' Ninja show is gonna kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end.
You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had this inkling that what she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja.
So anyway, about today's event, what is it called again?
The Kingdom of Alabast versus the Republic of Babal Goodwill...
Wait, versus? Why are they titling it the Versus Goodwill Jubilee?
The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babal. These 2 countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature, and it was called
the Principality of Codopia. Oh my god, it's the same country. They're the same country. Okay. So the case from 10 years ago that involved a murder and a smuggling ring ended up splitting the Principality of Codopia into 2 countries. So this is the Kodopian embassy, but also the Babalian and what was the other one? Alabastian. Something, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I'm all right. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, this country split in two, though signs of their past remain. For example, their flags preserve the flower and butterfly motifs to this day.
I wish I had the evidence, but like, these two are here. The knife from the last case had the butterfly motif on their butterfly. Oh wait, didn't it also have the symbol of the flower on it somewhere? And I thought it was a button, but it didn't actually do anything. I think both symbols were on it, which is interesting.
Codopia, huh?
Oh, which means Callisto, or wait. Oh yeah, because Callisto U's the one that sent the knife. So Callisto U is Codopian, or from Codopia.
The KG-8 incident, and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Codopia. In the 7 years that have passed, the country may have split in two. However, the Yatagara Sioux still sent a calling card here. What could it all mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something. Grr, I'm really bad.
Oh, excuse me. What were we talking about again? The Steel Samurai, my favorite character.
If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabast versus Babal Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries have had a pretty bad relationship with each other. But supposedly, they've been trying really hard to make up recently. That's why they decided to hold this event.
If that's the case, then why the verses?
Why the verses? Oh boy, I can't wait to go to the North Korea versus South Korea Goodwill event. Also, both countries claim to own the real I know it's supposed to be French. I don't know, is that how you would spell it if it was French? Primidou? I'm thinking it's like D-E-U-X, Primidux. The Primidou statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal. This is insane.
Hey, need I remind you to take care and not to succumb to your thieving desires?
Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself. You know that.
She'd better be saying that in jest.
Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you.
I know. And although we don't know if the Yatagara Sioux will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time in examining this place.
Oh, also, this is the first case where we just get to chill out at the beginning of the case. Because the last couple of... Oh my god, she's here. Freaking... lot of heart from the first 3 games. You know it's insane. Actually, wait. Was she even in the 3rd game? She was in the 3rd game, wasn't she? But like, oh my god. They keep bringing her back, and I think Shu Takumi said she's like... Or no, I don't think it was Shu Takumi. I think Shu Takumi said Wendy Oldbag was his favorite character. But like, I'm pretty sure Lotta Heart is in one of the top... used to be. In like one of the top character polls in Japan. Like, she was polled as one of the most popular characters, and they kept bringing her back. And it's insane, because she's like, oh, why do they keep bringing her back? Why do they keep bringing you back? Why are you here? Where in tarnation are they? Come on, Big Scoop. Hey, mister, out of the way. Yeah, I'm talking to... You've met me like 5 times.
I seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yet my instincts are directing me not to engage in conversation with her. Perhaps it would be best if I left her alone.
I sincerely hope she is not involved in this case. Tell me about the Steel Samurai.
There is a flat panel, a tape deck, and a row of Steel Samurai videos on the table. I suppose it's so visitors can watch an episode or two at their leisure.
Guess it really is just that popular, huh?
Yes, although I never thought I would see it reach this level of popularity. I'll have you know that I liked the Steel Samurai before it was cool.
Wonder why they decided to call on the Steel Samurai for an event like this. I mean, it's like they intended to cut the two countries apart with the samurai sword instead.
Wouldn't that go against the whole point of this event?
Hello, kid, child.
It appears that the child is watching a video of the first season of Steel Samurai, which I have watched at least 10 times.
Go, go, keep on fighting until your last breath. That's not really a good song. Go, my hero, the Steel Samurai. Did you know, here's something I found out recently. Did you know that most songs in Japan don't rhyme? Isn't that crazy? Like, they aren't intended to rhyme. That's why when you hear a lot of Japanese songs translated into English, they like weirdly don't rhyme and the lyrics are stilted and they kind of sound bad when they like dub them into English because they're translating it directly from the Japanese, which doesn't rhyme. It's so insane. That's why I like Japanese rap, because because they actually rhyme there, because that's like the part of the point of rap, because you're not singing it, you're like rapping it. So it's like, if you're not singing it, then the main point of it is to have it rhyme and have profound lyrics. And I think Japanese is like prime language for like puns and rhymes and stuff. So it's like, oh god, it's just so weird that most Japanese songs don't rhyme. So bizarre. Hello, person. And we're here reporting live from the Theatrum Neutralis. As you can see, tonight's audience is full of enthusiasm. Let's see what this member of the audience has to say.
Well,
Okay, that was good. Let's do one more run through.
excuse me, but when you're ready to film for real, would you mind giving me a call? I sense that she didn't hear a single word I just said.
He like really wants to be on TV. He wants to be... Sir, why are you looking at your watch?
10 more minutes. No, in 5 more minutes. But isn't it really bad for me to spend time doing this? It's no use! Would someone please just tell me what I should do? You appear to be troubled by something. May I be of any assistance? Leave me alone! I'm trying to figure out just the right time to talk to that girl over there. And if I mess up, it'll be because I'm talking to you!
Somehow I get the feeling he's about to fall flat on his face.
Well, let's just do as he wishes and leave him alone.
This is the perfect angle. Go, my image! Travel across the wave world and into every TV set around the globe.
A more honest approach to appearing on TV might serve your ambitions better.
Tell me about these.
There are pamphlets about the 2 embassies here on this table.
Oh god, this sucks. The more I find out about like the setup of this entire area, the more I'm like, oh my god, this case is going to suck. Okay. So we have the entrance building, the Theatrum Neutralis. We have a hallway, the single hallway. That's like also, wait, aren't there doors on either side of this thing? So there are like 2 rooms on either side of this with a center area with 1 hallway into a building with 2 symmetrical sides. That's going to be relevant. There are 2 exactly symmetrical sides. Still looks weird to me.
The country split into two a few years back, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since.
Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to build 2 separate ones, huh?
I should think that's not the reason why, Kay. I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these
and add it to my evidence. This sucks. Oh, hello.
What is all the hubbub?
Duck! Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! Oh my god! And he's got his son, the Iron Infant. the absolute worst concept for like season 3 of a show. Just have a baby. This, you know what this is? This is like the Fairly Odd Parents baby character. Yay!
My favorite season of The Steel Samurai is when there was a baby. And he pushed around a cart with a baby in it.
Okay, before we talk to that guy.
Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering what is beyond these doors. The Alabastian Embassy. Now, unless you have some business with the embassy. I suppose I can't really claim to have any business with the embassy right now.
Oh, you don't have to be so rude about it, Mr. Guard. Humph!
The national flag of the Kingdom of Alabast is on display here. The crest on it features a flower.
Flowers and butterflies are kind of rare motifs for flags, don't you think? I don't think so. Aren't there a few flags that have like flowers on them?
Well, when they used to be Codopia, the government used to take pride in its land. The citizens also loved the rich, bountiful nature all around them, thus the design.
Hey, if the Steel Samurai got popular enough, do you think they put him on their flag?
Are you in your right mind, Kay? The Steel Samurai is too good to be for one country.
Or maybe the Jamba Ninja would make a better candidate.
Ha! Don't make me laugh. Only the Steel Samurai deserves such an honor as to be on a country's flag.
Let's talk to women.
You know, I've seen a lot of these shows, but today's show was a complete comedy. Yeah, and it was the last movie, Steel Samurai Suits. I couldn't help but laugh. I had a big princess moment where it was never in the middle of the show. I know. I totally thought those big princess and bad episodes was the thing, you know.
I suppose there is no graceful way to enter this conversation.
Okay, one more thing. This guy.
Is there something I can help you with? I was wondering what is beyond these doors. It's the same thing, but I'm the other guy instead of the first guy. No, I don't have any business with the embassy.
I mean, look at these flags.
The national flag of the Republic of Babal is on display here. The crest on it features a butterfly.
Really is rare to see a national flag featuring an animal on it. That's not true.
Not really. I can list at least a few off for you that do.
Okay, then, are there any flags with really chic things on them?
Chic things? That's pretty vague, Kay. Although, by my definition, there aren't really any flags that feature a chic object.
That's too bad, because if there was, I was thinking about stealing it.
And what exactly would you do with a stolen national flag, Kay?
Me when I can't go to the store and spend 5 cents? Who's this guy?
May I speak with you for a second? I'll have you know I am a huge fan. It's the Steel Samurai. I can't believe I'm talking to him.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for?
Please, excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before.
To Mr. Edgeworth? Wait, what? Steel Samurai Daddy. Married man of Neo Old Tokyo. That's his new title. Steel Samurai Daddy. Looks like he's written something down for you.
To Edgeworth, from Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo.
Wow, an autograph. Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Tisku, tisku, tisku.
Oh, he's just happy. That's it. He has like no joke to make. He's just really happy.
Of course, I love the Steel Samurai. Mr. Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba is waiting for you.
And now the Steel Samurai will proceed to enter the Kingdom of Alabast to shake the hand of the ambassador. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for the 2 countries tonight, but rather can be thought of as a goodwill ambassador from our own country as well. We're also here. Japan also, or America also exists. There he goes, off to spread goodwill to the world. From America!
He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, we're shooting the next segment now. Cue camera.
In just a few seconds, the Jammin' Ninja stage show is set to begin. Wasn't Jamming Ninja... The Jammin' Ninja... Wait, which one was he? Jammin' Ninja was the... Okay, so the Jammin' Ninja is a character from a previous case. There was the Nickel Samurai and the Jammin' Ninja, and they were fighting, and then they had like a... There was like a murder case involving the two actors that played them, and then the Nickel Samurai was the murderer, so he's in jail right now, and the Jammin' Ninja was the guy that died, so they just got a new guy to replace him, which is kind of funny. It's kind of funny because in the Steel Samurai, they like the villain, the guy that played the villain of that show died, and I'm pretty sure because of that they like removed the character from the show. So it's funny that they like kept this character around, having him played by a different guy instead of the dead guy. After the show, the Jammin' Ninja will enter the Republic of Babal. He is set to meet with the ambassador of Babal at that time. The Jammin' Ninja show is about to start. We gotta get back in our seats.
Regrettably, I don't have much of an I don't care about this guy. He's not my special interest. I am only autistic about one character, and that is the Steel Samurai.
Oh hey, I remember this picture. If we miss even a second of the Jammin' Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you.
I suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, Kay?
Oh, that's it. I could listen to that, a ninja marked for death's lullaby song all day. His superb playing and that sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice, now that's the Jammin' Ninja's greatest weapon. Those pieces of Jammin' Ninja merchandise over there. I've got to have them. I'm gonna steal them. I especially want the hair sticks they're selling. That seems like a murder weapon. They're selling it exclusively at these shows. They're exactly like the ones the heroine Princess Misola wears in her hair. And they're exactly like the ones that are definitely going to be a murder weapon later. Anyway, it's funny because they like drew a picture of it. I'm like, oh, that's evidence, right? Anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
You're thinking of going home, aren't you?
Well, it doesn't seem likely that the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely, it was simply a prank.
I don't believe that. No way! I just know the Yatagarasu will show.
But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards.
Yeah, I did, but...
I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase.
But the card she sent was a genuine fake calling... A genuine, real fake calling card. Real fake doors.
A genuine fake?
Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark that's on the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now?
We've got a problem!
Oh my god, are you saying there was a murder?
The Yatagarasu has been spotted in Alabast!
In Alabast? He says as if that building is the country. What? You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony? Oh, goodbye.
Hey, no, I'm T-posing here. You can't get past me, I'm T-posing.
Hey, what gives?
I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter.
What the? Hey, the Steel Samurai just walked straight through without one. How if you don't hurry up and let me through, my phony is going to escape.
Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself.
Oh god.
If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country,
then we won't have an annoying mystery later in the case. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm gonna enter through a ball and climb over the wall into Alabast.
Hold it! Hold it! You would tell a prosecutor straight out that you intend to illegally enter another... Kay, are you listening to me? I'm trying to scold you.
Hey, Faraday, I'm coming through!
Yes, and welcome.
I like how the other guard is just like,
Yep, anyone can just come in no matter what.
that's gonna, oh God. So one of us tells only lies and one of us tells only truths. So this guy doesn't let you through without a body check, and the other guy just lets anyone through. That's gonna be important.
Someone stop her! Anyone! I'm going to jog over there.
Hello? We have a 2-second sound loop.
Oh, I'm so out of breath. Oh, I'm just a prosecutor. I've never exercised in my life. Kay, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence.
Oh wait, is the sound and is the 2-second audio loop the fire from the beginning?
Ack! Ah! Fire! This is too big for us to handle. Looks like the Yatagarasu came to Babal too.
Are you telling me there's more than one Yatagarasu here?
You accursed Yatagarasu! Kay, you'd better be all right. Wherever you.
It's so funny. Like at the beginning, they set it up though because they cut the line off like right here, right? They cut it off after he says K. So you don't get the context for it. So it's like, curse you, Kay Faraday, the Yatagarasu. And they set that up at the beginning to be like, oh my God, what did Kay do? Did Kay do something? Is she the bad guy? Oh, what happened? And then 2 seconds later, they're immediately like, no, he's just worried. He's just worried about her. Something bad happened and he's worried about her. That's it. Don't worry about it. It's just a dumb little thing we're doing. Because like with other cases, oh my God. With other cases in this series, they like do the same kind of setup. Like the case where Edgeworth is accused of murder at the end of the first game. And it's like, I don't know, did he do it? And they set it up so like he doesn't even really get what happened. So it's like, I don't know, he could, did he? We don't know. And like, even when you're halfway through, you don't really figure out how to prove that he didn't do it until like over halfway through the case. But here it's like immediately at the beginning, they're just like, nope, don't worry about it. She didn't do anything. I told you it wasn't me. Also, she's here. What's his face? The assistant girl from Zhenghua.
Hold it! Hold it! Oh God! I've been running for so long. I'm so out of shape. Hey, are you all right?
Do I look all right to you? Now, can you do something about this woman?
Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe, why are you here? How did you get here so quickly? What is the meaning of this? Well, sir, it's, this... I'm Tipo...
Oh my God. Oh, okay, first of all, he has the key. He has the key knife. Second of all, Manny Cochin. He's the implied bad guy. So I guess it was Callisto Yu. Because like she had a motive to kill him because he was like, I don't know, blackmailing her or something. Like she knows that he killed her sister. Interesting.
It
wasn't me. He was already dead when I ran in here, hot on the heels of the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a sus person at the open air stage.
A sus person?
A long black cloak and a hood over their head. I dare you to tell me it's not sus. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy, then into here, and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it. What are you so worked up over? There is no reason for you to be this loud.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but your agent Lang,
That was his name. I forgot.
but you're Agent Lang's secretary. Sheena, I believe your name is, correct? And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that it was Kay who committed the crime. Is that also correct? You refuse to answer?
Oh. I don't need to answer. You're merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning that you have no investigative authority.
Hey, pal! Just what the heck does what you just said mean?
I emptied my mind. Do you ever do that when you're reading, where you just like see a couple of the words and you just assume what the rest of the sentence is and you don't actually read it? I got like a few words through that and then I completely blanked out and got the entire sentence correct, but I didn't even know what I was saying. You know what I mean? Like do you have that where you're like reading and you just aren't reading the actual words, you're just assuming you know what it says?
If it happened here, it's under Mr. Edward's jurisdiction. The end. The name's
I'm like getting his voice wrong.
The name's Dick Gumshoe, and seeing how this building is sitting on our soil, we can investigate whatever we'd like. Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter.
Oh God, this is gonna be so because each embassy is their own country technically. So you don't have jurisdiction over crimes committed in a different country, which means only Interpol has jurisdiction here, which means Sheena and I guess Agent Lang later in the case are in charge of this investigation.
This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babal, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of
Babalese. I thought it was gonna be Babalian.
The Babalese government and Babalese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights. Extraterrestrial rights? Sir, do you really believe the truth is out there? I believe. This isn't an X-Files reference. We're not doing that bit. Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place.
And the murderer knew that, which means they delivered to the murder.
Ooh. Which means we can do little here in this situation. No way, sir!
Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Hey, you're not... Mr. Edgeworth!
Hold it! In that case, allow me to join your investigation.
I'm guessing it's Lang. I'm guessing it's Lang, but we don't know who it is, so I'm just giving him a Kermit voice. Oh yeah, I forgot Franziska's technically working with Interpol right now. I missed the line. It went automatically.
In that case, allow me to join your investigation.
Miss Von Karma!
Ambassador
Palano? Ambassador. Wait, what was it? They're like a European country, right? Or two European countries. Ambassador. I don't know what language would this be emulating? Palano. I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation. It's really nothing. Look at how sneaky and evil this guy looks. What is he doing with his hands? I don't know. I don't like this guy. This guy seems evil. This guy seems immediately evil.
Manny was my secretariat, so of course I wanted to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly.
Franziska, who is this freakazoid?
Well, well, I never imagined that I meet you here of all places. It's not like I've been following you or anything, Baka. This is an embassy, meaning that you have no authority to conduct.
Hold it!
Already? What is it? Don't interrupt me if we're not doing a cross-examination. You're not allowed to do that. You can't say objection. You're not allowed to do that. That's against the rules. Why are you doing that right now? You're going to be
Ambassador Paleno.
And you are?
I'm Miles Edgeworth. I'm going to ignore you for now, Franziska. I'm Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask that you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant. Assistant?
Miles, what the heck do you think you're...
Please, I implore you, Ambassador Paleno.
Very well. I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant? I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Franziska's assistant, I can't participate in this investigation.
I like how he immediately jumped into the theme.
Bam, bam, bam. There you go again, running as a mouse with that aloof expression on your face.
Franziska, please.
I don't know what you're planning quite yet, but at least I do know one thing. That you are now my support. You're low on the food chain than I am. I'm in charge of you. Now I get to boss you around. Can you go to the vending machine and get me food? Miles Edgeworth, remember 6 years ago? Remember 7 years ago when you wouldn't get me the thing from the vending machine? You should get me one now. Can you go to the vending machine for me? You're my assistant. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you. Should you have a brain lapse? Should you have an aneurysm?
Of course, I'll keep that in mind.
If you're done playing games...
Right, let's begin the investigation.
Lottery, welcome. How's it going?
Begin investigation! By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here? Why are you here? How did you get here so quickly?
Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty for the Bobbleys embassy today.
And why are our police guarding an embassy?
Well, on account of the card they got from the other Garasu.
That's not how you say it.
They called us up and asked for our help, sir. Oh, and because we've been searching for the Adagarasu these past 7 years, it was more or less mutually beneficial arrangement, if you ask me.
Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks like you failed to completely perform your guard duty yet again. Salary cutting noises intensifies. Look forward to your next salary negotiation. Although, it's out of my hands.
Oh, but sir, if it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore.
This poor baby. His salary's been cut to like 1/5 of a cent at this point. Also, I like all the United States of America memorabilia they have here. What do you think this was in Japanese? Because this takes place in Japanese, this takes place in Japan. But since the localization takes place in America, they had to replace everything with American items. I think I said this before, but I saw a Twitter post that was like there was an interview with one of the localizers talking about how they like changed one of the sprites of Edgeworth handing out his business card because he was holding it vertically in Japanese. But if you're from America, you wouldn't hold it that way because it wouldn't be written vertically on the card. It would be written horizontally, so they like had to edit the sprite there. So I wonder what the sprites here looked like in the Japanese version.
These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia because this takes place in the United States of America.
It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought this was the Bobbleys embassy. I don't really get it. So, why are there so many American souvenirs, sir?
Perhaps the Bobblese are studying American culture and our tourism industry. If they have plans to make the Bobblese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe and study the greatest country in the world, the United States of America, I suppose.
Speaking of tourism, I got these from the blonde guy earlier, sir.
What? Coupon?
He said that if I bring these with me to Babal, I could trade them for a few buffets.
Oh, so how do you expect to travel to Babal?
Well, the whole world is connected by oceans, sir. I just gotta swim across it.
Oh, he made the joke.
And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babal if I have to.
Can a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things?
Tell me about shirts and knives.
Mr. Edgeworth, there's something on this display rack, sir.
There's a third knife that's missing from this display rack. I can tell because of the way they're stored.
Knives, Although, the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately.
I guess the handles all got burnt off by the fire.
Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire.
Ambassador Poleno, are these knives yours?
Why, yes, they are. They're a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Babal. These butterfly-themed knives, along with Alabast's own set of knives.
Oh, you know why they did this? You know why they set it up this way? Is so that the symbols on the handles would be burnt off, so you wouldn't immediately recognize that they're the same or different than the design on the Yatagarasu's knife, which has both of the symbols on it, whereas this probably has only one of them on it.
Are comprised of 3 knives each, but I can't believe the Bobblese ones have been reduced to this state.
Ornamental knives, There's a small release on the tang of this blade. There's a small amount of tang orange juice on this blade. Ambassador Poleno, what is this notch here for?
Oh, that? It's a feature of these knives wherein
You can freely exchange the handles on them, which is going to make some evidence change or be irrelevant.
so that we can change how they look to fit the situation, of course.
I see. So these knives were constructed so that the handles could be easily removed.
This sucks. Like, oh my god. As I go through this case, I'm like immediately spotting all the contrivances that they're setting up in advance that exist only for a mystery that don't have any real practical purpose. Well, that's gonna suck. Also, I wanted to check some of the profiles and evidence. Oh god, we already have a full thing. So we have all our friends here. We have Sheena, age question mark. Langsec, trust secretary, level-headed. Yeah, we know. Also, wait, isn't this the first time we're seeing her eyes? That's cool. Francisca Golias Paleno. Golias Paleno. Ambassador Babal, who will do anything, absolutely anything for his country's tourism industry, including murder. Manny Cochin, the murder victim, apparently was a good man. Guy that we know ran a secret smuggling ring and obviously murdered Callisto Yu's sister. Also, it's interesting that I know obviously we have Callisto Yu here because like we're supposed to be chasing her. But like it's funny that we have Bjorn Faraday in our profiles, even though there's technically nothing really that relevant about him to this case yet, but it's funny that we already have him in here. Show me this. This sucks. Okay, both countries is a Primidu statue. They also possess a set of 3 finely crafted knives with their own unique handles that are gonna be switched around, and we're gonna use that to have to prove that the murder took place in a different location because they're gonna get knives from a different place and there's different types of police and the different jurisdictions. It's gonna be really dumb. Kingdom of Alabama was a Codopian paper. Huh. Bobbly's ink, which is made from white crystal, which definitely sounds like a Final Fantasy. It sounds like a rock from Final Fantasy or something. Also known for to generously offer coupons. Tell me about Steel Samurai Daddy. Edgeworth, you have a note from Daddy. No, not Phoenix Wright, Steel Samurai. Tell me about this thing.
Hey, it's another butterfly!
I believe it is the symbol of the Republic of Babal. Mind Palace! A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism, which I have because I am American.
Well, I've got a lot of patriotism too, sir. I'm also American. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country.
You may want to, Detective. However, I have yet to see the fruits of your desire.
You don't have to be so blunt about it, sir.
Poor baby.
I'm here T-posing to block you from investigating.
Oh, whoops. I didn't realize that's why I was investigating.
So our victim was the secretary.
Also, why do they use the Secretariat? Is that actually what secretary is short for? I thought it was its own word.
The secretariat of this embassy, I take it.
Manny Cochin. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable.
The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back.
Also, I just realized we have a knife with a hand. Oh, wait, here's the thing. Okay, so because this knife still has a handle, that means that this murder probably... Or no, the knife wasn't placed there until after the fire died out. Which is interesting.
We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burnt a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle.
So Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room?
I don't... His body wasn't badly burnt by fire, but it was a little bit. I think the knife was planted here after the fire, and I guess the body got a little bit singed.
I won't waste the 12 minutes, what is this nook and cranny?
Tell me about the funny knife.
Is this knife the murder weapon?
Some preliminary testing has been conducted. According to the results, the blood on that matches the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound.
I suppose this means that we now know that the crime was committed with this knife.
This knife's got some really fancy ornamentation going on, sir. Huh, sir? This thing practically screams artsy at me, too. Although, it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing I said was artsy.
But the handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it.
It's because the handle was swapped out.
Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful.
I think that the knife came from the other embassy, which means the murder scene was in the other side of the building. That's my immediate thought. This is a guy.
It's a knife wound. It's a stab wound. I heard if you collect one of these, you die.
It's obvious what he was killed with, but I wonder if that's consistent with the wound. Indeed.
That's it. Hey, it's this guy. Remember this guy?
This man. Where do I know him from?
It's almost like you had a flashback about this case like yesterday. Oh my god, Edgeworth, please, you know who this guy is.
There appears to be something in his pocket.
Also, alternatively, this is the knife key. So another possibility is that he was stabbed with the knife key and then they just got another knife to use as the fake murder weapon and like stabbed it into the same knife wound so it would make it look like it was done with the bigger knife. However, I do think we still have a mystery with like the handle of the knife, which is going to lead into the location of the murder.
This key, it can't be! Isn't this the Yatagarasu key that was stolen 7 years ago?
What? What's that?
Huh? 7 years ago? You mean that case where I was framed, sir?
Which one, Gumshoe? Yes, it's the piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago, which was then stolen by Callisto Yu.
What? Mr. Faraday was killed with this key, sir? I thought he was killed with a knife. Eek! I forgot.
Scruffy, at the very least try to remember the details of crimes you were...
Oh no, wait. I was gonna say sus, but it's a suspect.
You were suspected.
Franziska, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among us, law enforcement, only a few knew of this key's existence. I doubt that a new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge.
It's funny how like nicer to Gumshoe Edgeworth is as time goes on.
Oh, I feel like the victim, right? I feel like the victim now, all trampled on, sir.
I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is...
This. There it is. Okay, I was right. This does have the symbol of the flower and also the butterflies on it.
Oh, wow, that's amazing, sir. It's like some kind of magic trick.
He doesn't, oh, there it is.
I knew it. This is the exact same piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her. I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade.
I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, isn't it?
Yes, it looks like two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade.
Fine, sir. I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the mark on our IDs.
I have no idea what is wrong with you, Gumshoe.
You know, if you condense them down, I guess not really. It just looks dumb.
To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement.
The real question is, why was the Bobbley's Embassy's secretariat holding this?
While we don't know how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key, we do know that it was stolen by the Yatagarasu from the Kodopian Embassy.
That's right. Mr. Faraday had written that fact down in his organizer.
I believe this means that further research is required into the country of Kodopia.
Why don't you ask Ambassador Paleno about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate to be the next Kodopian ambassador once long ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have.
Oh wait!
Hey, it's me, Detective Dick Gumshoe.
Present the badge! Whoops. Present.
Hey, it's your prosecutor's badge. This thing's really important, right? So what would happen if you lost it, sir?
Why are you asking me such an ominous question?
Well, because I lost my police badge before, sir. I just wanted to tell you to be careful, sir. Because writing the explanation section on those requisition forms is really annoying.
I believe someone needs to listen to his own advice a bit more often.
This poor baby. He's such a himbo. What is this? Whoops.
Miles Edgeworth, why did you talk to me? I saw you were going to talk to the staff.
I was going to talk.
Why did you talk to me?
You interrupted me.
What do you want, Miles Edgeworth? Talk to me.
What is it? I was trying to inspect the statue.
Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince someone else of that, you will speak to me with respect.
What's with the giddy glint in her eyes? I don't think that will really be necessary, Franziska.
Oh, really? Then are you going to get me a Coca-Cola, an American Coca-Cola from those vending machines of yours, like a good assistant? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you are still under me.
I thought Franziska was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy?
It's because of Manny Cochin, the leader of the smuggling ring, the murder.
I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I caught wind of this mess.
Ah, that's right. The Yatagara Sioux is due to appear at that embassy as well.
Yes, but the difference is that we didn't have a fire over there. Although there was an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. I left Agent Lang,
Oh my god, he's there.
in charge of the case and came over to the Babalese embassy.
Ah, so Agent Lang is here as well.
I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian embassy acting as bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there.
The Yatagara Sioux!
So the suspect in the murders that occurred in this office is that little girl I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagara Sioux?
Kay would never harm a soul, sir.
Kay?
You remember, do you not? About the case we investigated together 7 years ago? That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
So she's that feisty little girl. Now I respect her.
Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagara Sioux, which is how she ended up here, looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see.
Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keeps on tricking us all.
How so?
The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest laundry. But all we've had is an arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. Know what this is, sirs? It's a breach of contract, and it's going on the rap sheet. They promised something and did something different. Why would a criminal do that?
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight.
I do wonder, though, if Callisto Yu really is the Yatagara Sioux.
Present the badge.
What about your prosecutor's badge? I have one too, you know, but mine's better. Mine's bigger, and it's shinier, and it's cooler, and I always keep it in my pocket.
Ah, yes, so do you. You have one now. Congratulations. Remember when you were a 12-year-old baby? But seeing as I'm not currently a proper prosecutor, I thought I'd give presenting it a try.
Is that any way for you to act towards your superior? Are you trying to lord your prosecutor's badge over me? Are you trying to be mean to me? You can't be mean to me. I'm your boss right now.
Gah! As if threatening a whipping is the proper way of lecturing someone.
Thank you, Franziska. Very cool. This freako.
I can't believe that Manny fell among us thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is.
Ambassador Paleno, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from the police and also going to jail for murder.
I don't think he did it.
I ask you to cooperate not only for your own sake, but for Mr. Coton's as well.
You're a why did he go like why did he go like Chad face all of a sudden?
You're a rather strong man, aren't you? How fascinating. Here, I know this isn't much, but I'd like you to have these.
I'm sorry, but it would be against my principles to accept a bribe.
Oh, no. These are simply coupons we distribute to promote the ball. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babal.
Now I remember. The Republic of Babal is known for its feverish tourism industry.
Present! I have a present for you.
Oh, is that a prosecutor's badge? It has a very cool design. Aha! I know! We should start selling items like these as souvenirs in Babal. The tourists will go absolutely nuts over them.
Please don't compare a proud symbol of my profession to a cheap souvenir.
Thank you. That's all.
Manny Cochin. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased, Manny Cochin.
He was my secretary and the embassy secretary. Those are two different things? I don't know. What does secretary mean in this context? What? What do you mean those are two different things? I like how Googling it just brings up the horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. The horse. It's all the horse. Are they just making up a word? Oh, apparently it is a real word. It's basically the same thing as a secretary. This is the same thing as a secretary. What do you mean he's the secretary and also the secretariat? He was my secretary and the embassy secretariat charged with running the whole place. He was an admirable man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything. Accounting, printing, taking care of our national treasures.
I'm sorry, but did you say printing?
Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So, in order for us to print the necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc.,
I have never seen anybody write out the word etc. in full.
we have everything. A printing press here. We have a printing press here at our embassy.
I see. Please excuse my forwardness, however, I feel I should mention that I have the distinct impression I've met him before.
Oh, yes. Since you are of the legal profession, I suppose you just might have. After all, Manny was involved in the
KG-8 incident? The KG-8 incident? I never would have thought of that.
The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny.
I know! Edgeworth, why didn't you remember this? You flashed back to this case yesterday and you were just talking about this case 2 seconds ago.
So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case.
It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from that case and dove enthusiastically into his job. He was the one who planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame he had such a bright future ahead of him.
Renovation?
What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations?
We can't have tourists and visitors to our embassy think we're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make do. They won't give us any money. The government doesn't care to invest in anything, so we give out pamphlets, we give out coupons so that we can steal more money from the government. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best now is no longer with us.
Oh no. Remember Codopia? Remember this one country that existed 7 years ago and collapsed in between flashbacks?
Ambassador Peleno, I was wondering if I may ask you about Codopia.
Codopia? All right. What would you like to talk about?
First, I'd like to ask you about this key.
What about this key?
I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct?
Upon closer inspection, it seems this key is shaped like a butterfly.
That's not all about this key. It's also capable of changing into. I'm going to reveal all of my secrets so that everybody knows about the evidence and can win over me with lies.
Oh, how fascinating.
Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know of the existence of this key?
In its life form, there is a flower mark at the base of the blade. I guess this might be from when we used to be part of Godopia.
Hold it! And how did you come to that conclusion?
Edgeworth. Edgeworth, please. Edgeworth, please. There are like 2 things you need to know, and it's like the 2 pictures.
It has both of Codopia's national symbols, the butterfly and the flower.
I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we were still Codopia.
It's so weird when he like weirdly transitions into this Chad face. Cause he's like a sneaky little weirdo guy, and then he's like,
Yes, I'm very serious now.
Ambassador Peleno, why do you keep doing such serious face? It freaks me out. I don't like it. Please go back to being a sneaky little gremlin guy. This key was stolen from the Condopian embassy 7 years ago by Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagara Su. Oh, really?
You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at that time?
I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. I'm not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became the ambassador after Babal became its own independent nation.
But if Manny were still alive, he would probably know about what happened back then. Mr. Cochin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagara Su's key here in the present.
interesting. Tell me about this clock.
It looks like this was once a magnificent grandfather clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, is it okay for me to talk about clocks in my house? About the clocks in my house? I saw a clock and I was like, whoa! You know what? I also have a clock inside my house. I think that's gonna be an important detail. Maybe the clocks in my house are related to the case, sir.
Gumshoe, shut up. If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but...
Well, there's this one clock that I made.
That's quite enough, detective.
There's this one clock I made by myself, but the timer on it, man, just...
That's enough. Stop talking.
What about the door? No, doors don't exist. Doors aren't real. Tell me about this safe.
A small personal safe.
This was Mr. Cochin's office. So perhaps he stored his most important documents in here.
Ah, of course. It's locked. It appears that we won't be able to open it without the key.
What about this stuff? Oh, I already looked. Oh, it's the body. Okay. Hey, how's it going?
Kay, are you all right?
You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right?
Yes, of course I don't. And I promise to prove that it wasn't you.
That's enough chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise of you to give up while you can.
No, I don't think I will. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true.
Go ahead and try then, if you're that confident.
I can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. Ergo.
Whoops. I meant to inspect, but let's look at our mind palace. Butterfly-shaped guard that adorns the handle of the murder weapon. Butterfly. Franziska. Dirtiest secret. I guess we don't know that yet. Can be opened without a key. Could it be? Could these two possibly be connected? That wasn't my first thought, but since they're both in the Mind Palace, I guess?
We know for a fact that the Yatagarasu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim Mr. Cochin's pocket, which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office. I see a key. I must try it on every lock.
Oh, my nose is so duffy. Oh, I have such a stubby nose.
It appears that I was correct. The key that was left to us in the victim's pocket, it literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth.
What? There's a wall behind this safe? So there are like papers sticking out of the bottom of that. Which seems to imply there's another half of this safe behind that wall.
What do we have here?
Hey, there's nothing inside! Do you think the Yatagarasu made off with everything, sir?
No, detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. I will nook and cranny.
Nook and cranny.
What is this here?
It looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir.
No, I don't think that it's ripped. It seems more to me like it's stuck in the safe.
Hey, you're right! It won't budge an inch, not even when I tug on it. But I don't think I've ever seen paper stuck on the inside of a safe before.
Hold it! Detective, I think you have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange, it's the safe.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that I get to pick one of 3 options. I choose to pick the wrong option first. There is nothing in the safe.
Well, yeah, there's nothing in the safe. What's that got to do with anything?
Why is the safe here in the first place? You must always have something in the safe at all times.
To keep really important things safe, sir?
Yes, precisely. That means there's nothing important about this country. However, there is nothing inside this safe, which points us to a clear contradiction of facts.
But remember when we checked out your safe that time? And you answered,
Right now, nothing.
when I asked you what was inside? Wouldn't that count as a contradiction? Remember when that happened? That was yesterday, Mr. Edgeworth.
I suppose there are times where there just isn't anything that needs to be safeguarded. All right, time to pick the other option. One of the other 2 options. I choose the other wrong option. It's just as it appears to be. There's a crack in the safe from where the large piece of paper is protruding.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, all right.
We already knows. Why are you picking the wrong answers, Miles Edwards? I want to progress with the case. Why do you keep picking the wrong answer? You know there's not going to be any funny dialogue here. There's no reason to say the obvious, you big dummy.
Hey, I feel like I'm a step closer to understanding what it's like to be Mr. Edgeworth.
Drat, it appears the only thing I managed to do here is waste time. That wasn't what I meant to say. The paper sticking out, and that in itself is an important fact. So, what I mean is that it's this one. Even just eyeballing it, you can see that the inside of the safe is a bit too shallow. Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say that there is an extra bit of space behind the back wall of this safe. In other words, this safe has a second compartment.
What?
I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if what you say is correct, there's a second compartment. How do we go about opening the door to do it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Actually, there is what? Interesting.
So like where the lock is, if you see on the right side, this is like, I think this is like where the lock is on the safe. And then there's another hole behind that. Which like at first glance makes sense, but the way it's constructed doesn't seem to make any sense. So the only way that can make sense is if that's a second keyhole.
Oh, is there a second keyhole? Did you see a second keyhole?
Is this safe and its locks?
Alright then, since you're so sure of yourself, show me the second keyhole. I don't know what you mean about the second keyhole.
Eureka! Is this spot somehow connected? Oh, I forgot.
Does this change anything?
We discovered this trick 7 years ago, and with it, we were able to corner Miss U. But who would have thought that I'd see this key again after all this time?
I'm trying to... Because I guess it doesn't technically look like it, right?
It's not that far-fetched to think that the end of this key was meant to be a butterfly.
So, this is like a butterfly. It has like a circle in the center and then 2 rods on the sides. That doesn't really match, does it? What? I mean, I guess there's this.
There's a lot of skilled detailing on this handle. I believe this is a butterfly.
This is one amazing ornamental knife. I'm really glad that this beautiful butterfly wasn't ruined by blood.
There is not even a drop of blood on it. It really is quite exquisite. It's almost like this handle could not have been on the murder weapon. So much so that even you can understand its beauty, detective.
Hey, why do you always have to look down on my taste, sir? I just really like instant noodles. I know what I like, and this is really well crafted.
Why do I look down on his tastes? Because, my dear detective, I'm afraid your tastes are usually quite questionable. This knife. It would appear that the handle is removable. I found this out earlier, but I guess I forgot.
I guess so people can change them whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir.
I don't think people would remove the handle just for fun, detective.
Is there any way for me to remove the handle and find out something different about the knife?
So this is what took Mr. Cochin's life. Some of his blood is still on the blade.
Wow, I've been a detective for 7 years. I've been a detective for 7 years already? I've seen a lot of weapons in my days, but knives that were used to kill are always the hardest for me to bear.
Yes, unlike guns, this is the one weapon where you're likely to find the victim's blood on it.
Yeah, just like how this one's practically drenched in it, huh, sir?
Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow.
Somehow it managed to miss the handle. I mean, I guess I'll try this. Oh wait, I can inspect it too.
It's a little too oddly shaped for a latch hole.
Wow, that's a funny shape for a latch hole, huh? Shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir?
Detective, I would hardly call—
Wait, he calls everything a star, doesn't he? Wait a second. Oh. That's like the same shape as the blade of this knife. It's the shape that Gumshoe thinks is a star. But like the pattern on the knife is like a repeating pattern of a line with like that sort of diamond shape on each end. Which I think is intended to indicate that this is where you use the knife as a key.
Even if Detective Gumshoe clears between the blade and the flower, and the key itself is a butterfly, the key was stolen by the Articabra Soul, the embassy, Cordopia.
I'm wondering. So here's a weird thing I noticed, and I don't know if it's like a modeling thing or if it's intentional. trying to like, I have to like zoom in on this. But like, at the tip of the knife, it looks like this splits off. And I'm not sure if that implies that like there's another secret part to the key. Like it transforms again to turn the knife into a second key. And then that's what goes into the safe. I don't know. Maybe it's just that you stick the knife end into the safe and that's it.
There must be some reason for this hole. Well, there's gotta be some reason. Am I overthinking this? No, I don't think so. Maybe I'm overthinking it. No. Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for a second? You're thinking the same things as I am, and I don't like it. Deduce.
I think this is correct. We just say knife.
Eureka! Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Franziska?
Yes, it reminds me of a star. It looks like a star, like Detective Scruffy said. The shape, it does look very familiar. However, I believe it's simply a latch hole for the safe door. I'm saying the opposite things that you're saying. I'm saying the things that you thought was wrong, which means I'm right. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Hold it! Is that so? The person who used this safe, Mr. Cochin, made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think something like that would allow the keyhole to be... do you honestly think someone like that would allow the keyhole to the hidden half to look so obviously like a keyhole that even the average person could figure it out?
You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe?
That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove to you right now that the Yatagara Su's key is the key that will open it.
Ejection! The Yatagara Su's key? Miles Edwards, the key is a key. It looks exactly like a key. It doesn't look like a funny key.
Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagara Su's key is the very key that will open the second compartment to this safe.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe. But the keyhole you're talking about is of an entirely different shape than that of the key.
I knew it.
So you do... Oh my god, that's so funny. The knife is actually a key. Like the knife part of the key is the key. Oh, goodbye. Oh, I didn't realize that actually changed with the handle. I think I just never looked at it from this angle.
Was originally made to open Mr. Cochin's safe in the Cadopian Embassy. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to his safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of this key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do you see?
What are you talking about? Ah!
It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as a key to the hidden portion of the safe.
But that's preposterous!
Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago, we fell under the misconception that it was always just because it was used as a knife and looks like a knife, we assumed it must be a knife. But what if it wasn't a knife? It was a key. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such clever tricks, whatever is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance.
Then, it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside! Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe!
Ouch! Yes, sir. Opening it now, sir.
Oh my god, it's random Japanese souvenirs from the United States of Japan, America.
These items, it's a bunch of funny shaped things.
You're surveying. Move now, Scruffy!
I didn't even get to finish my line.
These pieces of art.
It's identical to the ones that have been stolen from various countries.
Ooh, I see. So this is part of the smuggling ring. I figured as much. I guess the bottom left one's probably supposed to be something from Egypt. The top right one's from like Japan, and the top left one's probably from China.
These are the treasures this section of the safe was to hide from view. I believe a more thorough examination is required.
Let me look at this one.
These are pieces of stolen art from around the world. I wonder how much they're worth. Especially this one. I want it! Eek!
Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Why, do you have any idea of what would happen to you if one of them were to break?
Is it just me, or did she hit one of the pieces of art just now?
Oh, that's all? We don't get to look at them individually?
This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about. Beats me, sir. Why don't we take a look at it first before we give up, Detective?
Oh my god! It's in another language. Understood.
Mr. Cochin's name is written here on the last page.
Wait, the second page is gone.
I wonder what the significance of this document is.
What? We don't even get to see it?
God damn it. There isn't anything else special about this, right? Ba-da-ba-ba-da.
Mine Palace!
I guess.
Mine Palace! The design on the knife's handle. It greatly resembles the special Babalee species of butterfly.
It does, doesn't it? Plus it says right here.
This knife is property of the Republic of Babal. Perhaps this means the knife used in the crime was found right in this room.
That's it.
That's it.
Do you have anything new to say now that we found that? No. Was there something specific? Am I crazy?
I wonder what is a nook and cranny. To build this sort of trick into one safe is really something. Yeah, it's neat how the safe is 2 compartments, but what's really impressive is that the other end of the key was another key. I totally hadn't noticed. I wonder if Mr. Cochin was just paranoid or if he had secrets of that great a value. Speaking of paranoid, I once sharpened both ends of my pencil. But then, when I went to erase something, I got all paranoid I was gonna stab myself. Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty. Yes, sir.
Is that really it? There's not like anything specific I'm missing from this?
Here's we found the key.
Oh, wait! Oh, wait. This let us... Callisto, you remember her? She's here now. I just realized that probably changed this piece of evidence. So now we can probably present it to this guy.
There's still some burnt out.
Oh, whoops. I didn't want to look at the floor.
Why did you look at the floor, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you wanted to talk to that guy over there. There's no proof that the burnt floor is a burnt floor. I don't understand what you're talking about, Mr. Edgeworth. Yes, I suppose it's a bit hard for someone with a burnt-out light bulb to comprehend.
Guy, can I present to you this?
Ambassador Peleno, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this.
I think that you would know more about the case than I.
So let me make it up to you for not knowing anything about that with these coupons.
Thank you. However, I wanted to present you the evidence.
Francisca, do you have anything new to say?
Would you mind not? Why are you pointing the knife at me?
It's revenge for you pointing the knife at me all those years ago.
And anyway, why are you showing it to me?
I have no particular reason. I'm stuck and I need to present evidence. Gnurk!
You have no reason. Don't you bring that dangerous object? Why you like got really close to me and you pointed it at my face. I don't know what that was for.
Is she really that oblivious to the irony in that statement? She lets loose that dangerous whip of hers for no reason all the time.
What about this?
That's some fireplace. You know, it really gives this place a mansion-like quality, don't you think, sir? Oh, if these are a staple in every Bobbly's house. Or I bet Santa Claus pays them a visit too.
Just how old are what Santa Claus?
Guy, sorry, but Interpol is conducting its investigation beyond this point.
I'm a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there some reason why I'm being denied access?
My superior said, don't you dare let anyone near the site, especially that Edgeworth guy. If I let you examine the site, my superior would get really angry at me.
Looks like they got Kay in a headlock.
Not really.
It's kind of funny because she's just kind of holding one of her hands with both her hands. Like, she doesn't actually have her arm around her neck because that's Kay's arm. She's like touching her shoulder, I think. And she's just like holding her hand behind her back. But it does, I don't know, I guess she has her like in a weird hold that hurts her arm or something. Am I done enough of the investigation I can talk to you? It doesn't seem like it. What about this?
This ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling.
A ceiling fan? I'm not really a fan of ceilings.
Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that's installed. Have you never seen a ceiling fan, detective?
Well, if I had one of those in my room, I bet I'd go dizzy from staring at it as I slept.
Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep.
I think there's like one thing I'm missing somewhere. However, I think that after I get one more thing, seems like I've gotten all the prompts. I think that after I get one more thing, we're probably about to launch into an argument section. So, oh yeah, I didn't actually look at this thing. That's probably the last thing I need to do. Since we're probably gonna get into an argument section as soon as I do one more thing, I actually think it would be a great time to save it for next time so that we can just jump immediately into an argument at the beginning of Scream. So yeah, that's probably gonna be everything for today. Thursday is gonna be more Ace Attorney. And then next week, I don't know. Next week, either next week or the week after, might be my last week of streaming before Christmas break. I'm definitely taking the week of Christmas off. And then I'm probably gonna take the entire week of just before Christmas off. So either next week or the week after that will probably be my last day streaming for the winter. And then I'm gonna come back some other time. But yeah, Ace Attorney. It's just gonna be more Ace Attorney until we're off for Christmas break. So Thursday is gonna be Ace Attorney, and then this weekend I'm busy. So we only got one more stream day this week. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. I will see you all next time where we get to find out more about this case. We get to prove Kay's not a murderer, and then we have to launch ourselves into like whatever the insane part of this case is, where we prove that it took place on the other end of the building. But yeah, thank you so much for coming. I will see you all next time, and as always, oh Yasu Moriarty, good night.